thank you very much, both of you, to having me here. I'm Alfonso Besanilla from Chilevisión. So I'm going to start with Emily.
Okay.
Okay, so Kitty was a very modern person those days, right? Even a feminist, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you make it to build a character, you know? How was the study that you made behind, how do you structure all the...
I mean, she was so clear on the page to me. I mean, Chris wrote a really extraordinary character, and I knew the scenes with her needed to kind of pack a punch because she was so fiery. And for me, when you're building a character, it's just about like, what does that through line look like, and what are the arcs and the waves of the person, and how do you reveal a fully formed person, and how do you use these scenes to create a full spectrum of a person, you know, not just a one-note person, but where is she? What does she really feel? Like, how does it feel in my skin? It's like all these questions you ask yourself. But the scenes were, you know, just beautifully written scenes. And she was not to me on the page, there was a moment where I thought, well, it could be a kind of archetypal Lady Macbeth moment, or it could be about something so much more. And it's always about finding so much more, especially with someone who's not terribly likable, you know. You have to find an in with them and understand why they behave that way.
Yeah, that's right. How was the process to working with him? What did you learn about this process?
He's amazing. He creates just an amazing, very relaxed environment. There must be pressure on him, but he doesn't show it. He doesn't let anybody else feel it.
He's so cool as a cucumber all the time.
It's odd. Normally, directors who work at this scale the performances in the movies aren't, you know, they suffer.
Yeah.
And the performances in his movies are always great. He really understands and prioritizes actors, and he's a great writer too. So he's just a very, I don't know.
Because he's such an extraordinary filmmaker, you sometimes overlook what an exceptional writer he is, you know, wrote an exceptional script. And
every single, like, you don't divide these things into lanes with him. He understands all of the jobs, and he does a lot of them at the highest level, and so that's why the films are just so comprehensively good.
Yeah, so it gives you a lot of freedom also to develop your characters.
Exactly, and so he's not pushing you into you know, any specific portrayal. He wants to see what you're going to bring, and
he's very curious. He's sort of interested in what you're going to do, and he doesn't handcuff you to what he perceived the scene to be. Right. You know, he's sort of like, well, what do you think? You know, and he's not a big talker. He doesn't want to talk about it that much. He'd rather you just show him. You know, and I think there's with him, there's less of the sort of pre-game chat. There's like a bit of it, but some directors want to talk it to death before you do it, and then any creative instincts sort of slip through your fingers. He's not that way. He just wants you to show him.
Awesome. So, Matt, you said that since you were a kid, you were like a Cold War kid, right? Like afraid that somebody somewhere will eventually press the button.
Yeah.
Right? So what do you think, both of you, that how evolved that fear, you know, for the new generations?
It's interesting that, you know, I feel like they were disconnected from that, and I feel like recent events perhaps have brought it more to the forefront. And I think this movie, for everybody who sees it, it's going to be something that people will be talking about because the threat hasn't gone away. It's still there, and it's kind of incredible that we don't think about it all day, every day. Yes. But I guess how would we live our lives if we did that? So our brains play this trick on us to kind of push it out of our thinking. But the threat is there.
Yeah, that's true. You have a lot of experience with awards and prizes, right? What do you think about Emily might be probably nominated for prizes for this movie?
Prizes.
I hope so. I hope she wins all the prizes for this movie. Yeah, no, she's one of the best to ever do it, and she's brilliant in this movie. You know, it's very hard to create a three-dimensional person with limited screen time, and that I feel like that their relationship is so turbulent and so you see a comprehensive look from when they're young till they're old, and you see a whole story there. in relatively little screen time. That is a very high bar as an actor.
That's true.
That's my prize, you see? That's the prize.
There it is.
That's it. Better than candy.
You both
With that camera right there,
Go see this movie.
please.
On the biggest screen you
Por
can find.
favor.
Por favor. Be immersed into this whole experience. We made it for you. We're so excited for you to see it. And thanks for watching our movie.
Thank you.